You know Artemis, the huntress, the goddess of the moon, the one who swore never to belong to anyone and built her entire existence around that oath. You have heard that part. What you have not heard is what happened the one time that oath was tested. Not broken, tested, by someone who should never have been able to test it, and what her brother did when he noticed. This is the full story of Artemis, and it does not end the way you think. To understand Artemis, you need to understand what she chose. She was Zeus's daughter, twin sister of Apollo, born on the island of Delos, and before she could walk, standing on her father's knee as a small child, she asked Zeus for her gifts: a bow, arrows, the wilderness, hunting dogs, and one thing above all of it, the oath, never to marry, never to love, never to belong to anyone. Zeus looked at his daughter and granted everything she asked for. She became the goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the wild, and she built her entire existence around that oath. Not because anyone forced her to, because she chose it, because she wanted it, because for the longest time, longer than most things in existence had been alive, it was enough. Orion was not entirely mortal. His father was Poseidon, which meant he carried something divine in his blood without being divine himself. He was born from the earth, from a bull's hide buried in the ground by three gods, emerging fully formed and impossibly powerful. He grew to a height no mortal had ever reached. His strength was beyond anything human. His skill with a bow was so complete that there was nothing in the natural world he could not track, and nothing that could hunt him back. He walked through the ancient world like something built to a different specification entirely. Too large, too certain, too powerful to be entirely of this world, and he knew it. He boasted he would hunt every creature on Earth until nothing remained. Gaia, the Earth herself, heard that and created a scorpion specifically to destroy him. The fight nearly ended him. Poseidon saved his son by giving him the ability to walk on water. Orion survived. But the most significant consequence of his existence was not the scorpion. It was not the boast. It was who found him after. Artemis found him on the island of Chios, and they hunted together every day through the forests and the mountains. Two hunters side by side, the goddess of the hunt and the greatest mortal hunter who had ever lived. Here is what you need to understand about that. Artemis had hunted alone her entire existence, not because she had to, because no one had ever been able to keep pace with her. Every mortal who had ever tried to follow her had fallen behind. Every god who had hunted with her had eventually slowed. She had accepted that hunting alone was simply what hunting was for her. And then there was Orion. Step for step, shot for shot, through terrain that had defeated every other hunter who had ever tried to follow her. She did not name what that meant. She did not need to. Every god on Olympus named it for her, and one of them decided to act. Apollo saw it first. He always saw everything first. He was the god of the sun, and nothing beneath his light escaped him. He watched his twin sister hunt with Orion every single day. He watched her return from the hunt each evening beside him. And Apollo, who loved his sister and understood her oath better than anyone, decided that what he was watching had to stop. Not because Orion had done anything wrong, not because Artemis had broken her oath, because Apollo had decided that the oath was more important than whatever she was feeling. He decided that for her, without asking her, without telling her. He waited for his moment. And here is the thing about Apollo that the myths make very clear. He was patient. He was always patient. He did not have to wait long. One morning, Orion went swimming, far out from the shore until he was just a small dark shape on the surface of the water, barely visible from the beach. Apollo came to Artemis on the shore. He stood beside her. He pointed at the distant shape on the water. He told her it was a target. He did not tell her what the target was. He challenged her, the greatest archer in existence, to hit something that far away. Artemis looked at the distant shape on the water. She drew her bow. She released. The shot was perfect. It was always going to be perfect. She was Artemis. She felt it the moment the arrow left the bow. Something in her understood before her mind did. She stood on the shore and watched the shape in the water go still. She walked to the water's edge. The waves brought Orion to shore. Her arrow in his chest, her shot, her bow, her hand. She held him. The goddess, who had sworn to belong to no one, held the body of the only person she had ever loved and did not let go. She went to Zeus. She begged him to restore Orion to life. Zeus refused. The natural order could not be broken for one mortal, however extraordinary. She went to Asclepius, the god of medicine, the one being in existence who had restored the dead to life before.
Please.
Zeus refused to allow it. And here is what that means. Artemis, one of the 12 Olympians, one of the most powerful divine beings in existence, had no power over what her own hand had done. She was the goddess of the hunt and the moon, not of the things that come after. She could end anything. She could not undo it. She placed him in the sky, the constellation Orion, still there every winter, the largest, most visible presence in the night sky, still impossibly large, still keeping pace with her. This is Greek mythology, and there are 100 more stories just like this. Stories of gods and creatures,